Now, moving on. David is joking with us in this moment because sometimes you need laughter in this life just to make it bearable to deal with truth, but doing so with passionate detachment. This allows them to make it through the day and laughing at their ability to hold on to each other while simultaneously slinging swords and lasers. All the while, dancing a jig and David still maintaining the coup quantum and evading men in black. And let us not forget about people suddenly reporting contact with UFOs and extraterrestrials. Do not be fooled, though. Many of these people are paid instigators whose job is to stir the cauldron and induce fear. We allow our ships to be uncloaked when there is a reason to be. Otherwise, the ships remain cloaked. We can land our ships anywhere we need to, but we try to do so with very little fanfare. All this attention to UFOs and extraterrestrials is not assisting Sealist and David in their co-joined mission. This reminds us of Sealist's recent words to us. Remember, give me a low profile. Okay, so much for the low profile. Now even those flying the enemy ships are looking for them both. All we can say is, oh well, don't be fooled, advocates. Politicians and religious leaders have always known about us. We are their biggest pain in the foot. We know how to play the game better than they do. That's why we are all surviving, while millions of them are dying. You just never hear about it. Divine beings just said, evil now has a short shelf life. Missing time occurs regularly, although most people don't understand it. They wonder how they can lose something that doesn't really exist. But in truth, it is the illusion that is breaking apart and cannot be repaired. There are increments of spatialness where many experiences can be had or to be had can exist. So what people think about missing time are experiences waiting to be had or just happened. Because Group 1 people honestly believe they are in control of their own lives. They refuse to believe or accept that a force outside of them is really controlling their minds. Missing time will occur in a person's life and will do so right on schedule. Many times, during missing time increments, you are taken to special halls where old souls have long been waiting there for you with information they have been waiting to give you. There are many reasons for a person to experience missing time. Missing time will weave in and out of each person's life. Here's some information about what to expect in your new life form. Obviously, it will only be for those who survive the present life. It is slowly happening to you, so pay attention. Now, it is imperative that you understand to the best of your ability the new life form weather changes you will have to live with. As I have told you earlier on, cold will become colder, hot will become hotter as well. This is not a cold that is issuing from any atmospheric weather on Earth. This is coming directly from what you insist on calling outer space. It is a cold that is far beyond any frigid cold, far beyond any polar vortex. We can only subdue a small amount of this cold that affects you. Your new light body will help you to work with it. The heat is incomparable to any hot weather you have ever had. It is because anesthesis is being bombarded day and night with harsh magnetics that the sun emits. The reason being, the sun is slowly burning down and moving away. Learn to live with the heat just as you must learn to live with the cold. There is no middle road to take here. Surprise, you are now living in outer space. It's no big deal. It's just a new way of life. Types of cyclonic wind will from time to time swoop in and may hit you pretty hard if you are outside doing anything. We urge everyone to keep and use humidifiers in every room of their home. Rain will be abundant at some point, and as dry as sand at other points. Most disastrous forms of this weather have been diverted away from Anastasis. She herself has assisted repelling a lot of dangerous weather conditions. Yes, of course, there will be times of heavy snow and very dangerous ice. Earthquakes are happening at an accelerated rate of speed now. Sadly, the tragedies you have recently seen happening in other places of the world will seem insignificant compared to what is yet to come. Learn to live with it. You lived with far worse in your former normal life. Many people will have noticed the clouds have a freaky appearance to them, and at times they seem to change colors. These new-to-earth freaky clouds know how to turn on a dime and do so repeatedly. Be prepared for it. No, these clouds are not airship. I have spoken previously about the new type of lightning, and yes, it is true. It is often accompanied by a very loud, screechy sound. Many people are swearing this new lightning has a boomerang effect. For this reason alone, I implore you to not be outside during any storm activity, even if it is currently moving away from you, and avoid lightning. Thunder is giving a whole new meaning to rolling thunder. Sudden storm venues are occurring spontaneously. These are a new type of storms which are permeating anastasis. Weather will burst up into various forms at any given moment. In other words, they no longer wait for a catalyst to start them. They start when they start. We call these storm strikers. There is no beginning to these storms and no end. Yes, these have already begun. These are environmental conditions we need to adapt to. Yes, they can be terrifying to the uninitiated person. The moon is moving away from anastasis at a more rapid pace, which will affect many oceanic tides. A form of a new moon will soon arrive to replace the aging moon. Yes, even the constellations have altered. They have adapted to their new form of life. The ratio of oxygen coming into the planet has changed. It is anastasis's new ratio of oxygen that lives on the planet. Gravity levels as well as non-gravity levels on this world are going to alter drastically. They may never be the same for very long. This does not mean that there is something wrong with your equilibrium. It is Anastasis's new equilibrium that you are experiencing. Anastasis's dance, accompanied by all the luminescence, focuses on continental fault lines for one thing. Fault lines are being intentionally changed through the art of the dance. An aspect of the dance are the injections of extremely high levels of energy working on top of weakened fault lines. It is the forward momentum of those energies which keep continental and intercontinental landmasses moving. The continents will shift more and more all the time, while some continents will break apart and fall. Anastasis's dance is intentionally changing the fault lines for the future people. So the new fault lines, even under the oceans, are breaking apart. This will give rise to the new birth of continents and destroy the toxicity found in all continents today. There is no other way to remove this toxic matter. The continents must be moved. It is a slow process. But Anastasis's dance is doing a marvelous job with it. All fault lines have altered. Fault lines over Africa have changed. They are changing and will continue to do so. They are becoming deeper. It has already started there. That continent is breaking to pieces. Also, some continents that just starting to show cracks will have those cracks open more deeply. This will allow some time for people to move out of danger. If they pay attention to the warning signs,